We are going to introduce TradeBuilder Ultimate using a sample previously optimized strategy for the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, known as the Diamonds or DIA, 30-minute price action. We want to introduce the mechanics of TradeBuilder and its GUI, the graphical user interface, and how to build strategies using this framework. As indicative by its name, TradeBuilder works on the principle of building up a strategy, and we do this by compounding effects of many different indicators, everything from average directional index all the way down to correlation and so forth. It's up to you. It's up to your strategy creation objectives. To activate an integrated indicator, we set its end parameter to 1. So if it's 0, it's not active. If it's 1, it's active, and its effects, so either long or short bias, are compounded with other indicators. And only when all of these other indicators, which are active, when their biases align, so for example, short or long, when they align, then we get a composite short or long signal, which is then issued by TradeBuilder and traded on the chart. And these are composite signals that are actually traded. Everything else is under the hood. So to give you an example here, we have commodity channel index, a momentum-based indicator that's active. It's set to 1. And what TradeBuilder is doing, it's using the period of 5 on the commodity channel index to issue a long signal when 75 value is crossed, and a short signal when minus 75 is crossed. Now, in isolation, this particular strategy on its own would not be good. It would be very noisy, but it's only one of many different indicators that we use, because what we want to do is we want to consult many different dimensions of technical analysis. This would be a momentum dimension. We also want to consult volume and statistics. And when combined, all these different dimensions give your strategy a higher probability of success, because you're considering many different approaches to price valuation, not just one. So that's one. We also use ease of movement, one of my personal favorite indicators, because it often leads price, and that's probably because it uses volume in addition to price and momentum to calculate an oscillator. So here again we have length, and then up limit, down limit, so long signal, short signal, and so forth. And then we have linear regression curve as well being utilized in this strategy, and that's a statistics-based dimension. So far we have a momentum-based, a volume-based, and price, as well as statistics. Now these three are usually enough to create a viable strategy, and that's and this is one of them. So that's the LE add-on of TradeBuilder within this strategy, and typically we have 4. One for long entry, long exit, short entry, short exit, and typically also the entry or trade opening add-ons are more conservatively configured, because we want to make sure that there is a trend in effect before we open trades, whereas the exit add-ons, the ones that close trades, are typically more aggressively configured, because we want to exit as soon as price action shows signs like trend weakening or momentum weakening or consolidation, which you can see here on the chart. And in essence, what we are doing is we are writing winners and cutting short losers. And yes, we do have a few losers that sometimes happen in a row, but they're small and much smaller in ratio to what we get with winners.